On this episode of Bot versus Con.
That I know of, we didn't have a dead Prime, which again, it sleep Prime, and it brought back terrible memories as a kid watching it when he did come back. I was just like, oh.
And then there's this just to show how much changed.
I think the bot mode looks really good. The alt mode is really not. I don't remember how much I paid for it.
I remember.
How much was it that I paid for this? This is one of those things where we've talked about on the show where you buy something that you know is not good, but
I have the original Beast Wars toy. It's kind of like the Haslab, the
Omega
one.
Prime.
Yes, because I'm like, it's so close, I don't need it.
All right, so I'm gonna be honest here. I think that green is amazing.
This is Bot versus Con. Make sure to subscribe and consider becoming a member.
Welcome back, Transformers fans. As always, I'm James the Con.
And I'm Bobby the Bot.
And this is Bot vs. Con, where your voice is heard. And we do have a ton of exciting news to go over. But before we get into that, a big shout out to the Chosen Prime, the official sponsors of this channel. You can go ahead and pre-order a lot of the stuff that we're going to be talking about, either now or in the future. Also, we want to give a big shout out to our members. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey. We really appreciate it. And this Sunday, I believe it is the 23rd, at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, we will be doing our members, our monthly members meetup. And why I said yearly is because it's been a year since we started doing this. I don't know if you realize that. Yeah, our members also. So it's a big anniversary. We're going to have a lot of fun. Yeah, there you go. And also, we want to say thank you to all the subs. We'll be doing a live with all of you guys and anybody that's not a sub this next Saturday before TFcon. I think it's the first. I might be wrong, but it's Saturday at the same time. And we look forward to showing off all of our hauls and what we got before, TFcon takes all of Bobby's budget. So I think we're ready to go. Did I miss anything?
The members live is for Seeker level and above.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for that clarification.
Yes.
And speaking of TFcon, you can still pre-order our print. We have it right here from Chris of Urban Pop. He went ahead and did our print. He's done a few comic covers, and it does look really cool. So just email us at botversuscon@gmail.com if you are interested in that. And if you are interested in a t-shirt, also email us. Very limited supplies of the show. We'll have white t-shirts available as well. So if you really want one, go ahead and email us a pre-order and we'll get that in for you. Anything bigger than a 2X and bigger will not be at the show. So if you need those sizes, please let us know. Now let's get into other TFcon news. All of these voice actors / writers will be there. It's kind of cool to see Chase after we just got a figure of Chase. So I'm assuming that line will have people with that figure in hand to get signed by him. What do you think of these three great individuals coming to TFcon LA?
I think you can now go ahead and pick up that Chase figure that I know you've been eyeing so you can get it signed. And I know how much you love Transformers Animated, so you can get that one done as well. You'll probably put Ron Friedman on me because it's the movie, and you're absolutely right. That probably fits more in line with my taste. So I think you should get 2 signatures. I'll get 1 signature. Bam. Sounds like a deal.
I would, but I don't really remember Headmaster from Animated. Don't shoot me down in the comments. And Chase, looking at this image, it makes me realize how not bad, how inaccurate the one from Hasbro. Like, that light bar behind his head is actually really cool and unique and different. And he doesn't have that, so no, not doing that either.
I actually do remember Headmaster because I just watched Animated for the first time. I think it was like last year or something. Late last year. So I do remember the character. I thought it was something.
Moving on, Hasbro is partnering with the Space Marine 2 developer Saber Interactive for a AAA game based on a tentpole IP. I've never heard of the term tentpole IP, but I guess it does make sense. And that could be Transformers, G.I. Joe, D&D. Who knows what it's going to be? Maybe all three into one. Either which way, I didn't play the Space Marine 2. It looks cool, but I'll probably be sitting this one out. I looked at, I have a game shelf with all my PS5 games, and I'm like, there's 5 games on there I haven't even touched, literally, excluding Street Fighter, which we played once. Other than that, I'm like, I haven't played a lot of these games, so I'll probably be skipping out on this. But when that Elden Ring Night Rain comes out, you know, I'm gonna cop that.
I don't think I've turned on my PlayStation since we played Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. So
It was like 2 years ago.
yeah. So I think this logo looks really cool. That's about all I know about it. Yeah, I am more of a mobile gamer now, unfortunately, but that's only because I can kill time and don't have to sit down and I can just do this. But yeah, if anybody's excited, please chime in and let us know how they are when they finally come out or whatever.
Or what you want out of it.
Yeah.
A single-player, story-driven Transformer game like the Spider-Man games would be very cool. I just don't think Hasbro would let them do it because they would want multiple, like too many characters in one. You know what I mean? Because they would want to sell the product instead of having just a single story with 1 or 2 characters. And maybe have a whole bunch in the background. But they would want, you know, all of them to play a major part, so you go buy the toys that are going to come out 3 years after the game comes out.
give me a Transformers fighting game based on
that's my dream. If they made a Transformers fighting game, I don't care if it has Street Fighter mechanics, Mortal Kombat anything. I'll figure it out. Yep. That's what I would want. So let us know what type of Transformer game you want down below.
Yeah.
Hasbro's also unveiling a new strategy called Playing to Win. I don't know much about it, but there's profitability aging up. Everyone plays digital and direct and partner scaled. So in a gist, TFW says Hasbro is exiting non-core businesses like films and TV while investing in digital gaming, collabs, and brand expansion into areas like themed hotels, cruise ships, and quick service restaurants. So we might see a Transformer-themed McDonald's somewhere. And then the T-Formers is reporting that there was solid growth in Transformers, but they did note that 12% decline in all consumer products. So I guess they had a fourth quarter marketing thing. So we'll see. That seems a little like they might be putting toys on the back burner, but who knows?
The only thing that stood out to me, there was a lot that was said. The thing that stood out to me is what we've been talking about for the longest, and this only applies to Transformers. I can't speak on anything else, is the aging up piece. We've talked about consistently, you're trying to make toys for kids that don't play with these toys. You're trying to make Transformers for, for making G1-ish figures for kids that don't know what G1 is. It's the adults like us that buy these figures, and so when you're doing things that don't meet what we're looking for, we don't buy them. So if you make more things that attract us, I think we would buy them. And so that's the one thing that they said that kind of stood out a little bit. Like, what does that actually mean? Does that mean you're going to actually maybe cater to us a little bit more? That would be a good thing. I think my wallet would open up for that. It's the stuff that we don't. I'm saying that tongue in cheek here. It's the stuff that they're making that we're like, yeah, that's not going to fly on our shelves. That makes a lot of people that maybe liked Hasbro a lot and may not like it as much now, or that haven't increased their Hasbro spend, I think has been one of the issues.
Yeah, I have to agree. we'll see. It's going to get very interesting very soon.
Very soon.
So, well, we'll see. I read somewhere, don't quote me on this, that they're going to be doing more like Haslab, but that's going to be the norm, where if you want it, but it's made to order type of thing. So, don't know if that's true. Read it in a comment. If they do that, that would be. I would love to see the numbers on that. That's all I'm going to say. Let's move on to another convention for all of our people in the East Coast. The New Jersey Collectors Con is probably when you guys are watching this, unless you're a member. So let us know if you go. Let us know if you get any of these door prizes. And it looks like it's a fun time.
I know. I almost wish I had to go to... No, I don't. Never mind. I take that back. It's cold. My company is based out of New Jersey. And so if we had like a convention or something like that this weekend, it would be cool for me to already be up there and spend the weekend going to this conference. But yeah, it's cold. So yeah, let us know if you're going. I'm interested to see what happens on Saturday, what the Transformers theme is. Very curious to see what type of convention it is. If it's just a bunch of vendors or if there's, reveals or exclusives or anything like that. So let us know, please.
Yep. Sounds good. And while you guys go ahead and go to this con, we'll be right back with Just Announced. Yes. On to Just Announced. And first, we have more comics for Transformers from Skybound for May 2025. I could not put a lot of things in here because they were all spoilers, but I thought this one was pertinent to our print that we're putting out. Looks like things are about to get crazy. That's all I'm going to say.
I haven't seen anything on the comics front. I need to go and look. And I like this cover though.
It looks even better, the full thing. So look that up. Moving on, we've got the MDLX Optimus Prime Sleep Mode from 3.0, and I don't really understand why everybody maybe not everybody loves it. I don't understand why everybody wants this deco of Prime. But either which way, they said this item is available worldwide, excluding Japan. So I don't know who got mad at Japan, but probably a licensing deal. I get it. Another thing that confused me, they had a whole bunch of terms and it said orders are not transferable to third parties. And I know they don't mean third party Transformers, but I was like, so you can't order it and give it to somebody else? I didn't understand that. It's estimated to ship in the second quarter of this year with an $80 price point.
I was going to say maybe to third-party companies, but yeah, I don't know. I get it. I get why people would want this. I mean, as a kid, we didn't that I know of. We didn't have a Dead Prime, which again, it Sleep Prime, and it brought back terrible memories as a kid watching it. When he did come back, I was just like, oh my gosh, I was so excited. And then he went to sleep again. I was just like, what? You're gonna like repeat this all over again for me? So it is cool to see it, and if you want to again relive those episodes or something like that, so it is kind of cool. But it always seems weird when we just get a string of them, so it's like one person does it, and then you get like 18 versions of it.
And I think that's where I'm at. There's so many versions of this. I mean, I guess if you're collecting only non-transforming ones, but I'm like, in my opinion, there's better ones out there. I do have to say, I really like that the Matrix is in color. And that's, because they take it out of them in the movie, right? They take the Matrix out of them and whatnot. Mm-hmm. I think that looks really, really neat.
Yes. Yeah, the Matrix didn't go to sleep with him.
Yeah. It does remind me of like Steamboat Willie with the monochrome color scheme.
Don't know about Steamboat
Willie. First Mickey Mouse cartoon.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I never watched it.
Because it's black and white? I don't know.
Yeah, I never watched it, but yeah.
I don't know. Just the color. I mean, maybe it's because
I'm like whistling and kind of doing like a little dance.
Yeah. Yeah. So we got a wallpaper of the week. We did have people ask where I get these wallpapers. Honestly, I find them on TM Reviews' Facebook, so go check that out if you want to go ahead and download these. And we got Star Convoy. I saw a red envelope for Chinese New Year from this with Star Convoy on the top.
That's the same thing I thought. I've thought about the Kang Toys envelope that you get, and I was like, oh, they're making Star Convoy next? That's what I thought. And I was like, oh, never mind.
Well, if they made Star Convoy, that would be pretty interesting.
It would be very interesting. It'd probably be the one I would get.
Yeah, me too. You probably have like a third mode that's dragon or something stupid.
Who knows?
Something crazy. Either which way, cool art. If you're a big fan of this character, go ahead and put it on. Currently, I have Black Arachnia as mine, but I edited it to make it more purple. You know I had to.
Yeah.
Next, we've got Collector's Crafts a friend of the show, radar stations for Fortress Maximus. Will you be picking some of these up?
I doubt it. I don't. I don't want to. Friend of the show, love his work. I don't want to be biased. I'm not really into buying upgrades for old figures, and so I think he makes it for the Titan release as well as the G1. I believe. I think it comes in 2 sizes. I don't know if you have the prices on this, but
I don't. I did not see any prices, but I did see some pictures.
Yeah,
of it on the figure itself.
Yeah, so it's cool that he made it, and especially with the re-releases of the Titan Fort Max and stuff, it's kind of cool to get that. But I'm not going to kind of go back to an old figure.
Yeah, that makes sense. I don't have a figure, but it looks great. Even if I did, I don't know if I'd pick it up. Just it's a little weird with it being high, but I'm assuming this is something the G1 figure had.
Yes. So
it would make sense to get it then.
Yeah.
Moving on, this one's a little weird. It's not out. There's no files out, but this is from Barnabas Clink of TFW. He is looking out to reach to collaborators to make this kit a reality. So it is almost a complete reshell of Sideburn, and it does make the alt mode look 100 times better. And you could see the only part that's peeking out, which is the engine block area. And it really makes it look like the old what Dodge Viper? Is that what it was?
Yes.
Yeah. He does have that big shield, which is kind of unsightly, but again, that's kind of what the original one had. So I would forgive it. If it looked like this, I would have picked this figure up without a doubt.
I hated this figure when it was first released.
Which one? Which version?
The
one from 2001.
Yes.
Okay.
I thought I have it, and I thought this was stupid. I was just like, why doesn't this come off?
Well, it could. It was on a ball joint.
Well,
just messing with you.
I was like, it doesn't. So I hated the way it looked, and then I got the new version because it was on sale, and actually it was either on deep discount and on sale, or I got it for free at Target, because if you spent so much, you got $50 off or something like that. So it was actually free. One of the two. And I hate that figure. So I think that was one of my worst figures for Hasbro. I love this kit on that vehicle. It looks really good. If they can get the color to match and everything, that would be spectacular. If they didn't get it to match, but it made just the hood look like it might be like a colored carbon fiber or something like that, if the color of the add-on kit was all uniformed and it just made the hood highlighted, then that would be cool as well. But I think they did a really, really good job on this.
I have to agree. I really like this. I did like the original figure. Now, I was like 7 when that came out. So I have a little bit of a different experience than you do when it comes to it. I remember walking into Toys R Us and I got all 3 of the brothers because I was like, oh my God, they're cars again. Like, they haven't been cars in so long. Beast machines don't count. And that was my first experience with vehicle Transformers. So I do really like the original ones. And it'd be really cool to get an MP version. Side tangent. I think that would be cool. And I would love it if it had an MP version that you could go ahead and take the shield off, so make you happy.
Oh.
You pick it up. Don't even say you wouldn't. You pick it up for the car mode, and it would have an OK bot mode. You'd pick it up.
Okay. Shout out to our friend who drives a Viper. He would probably pick that one up too. So. And
he'd probably repaint it to look like his.
Yeah.
And then there's this just to show how much changed.
And that's the
Shadow Striker one. Yeah.
Yeah. I think that would look really good. I don't like the big hinges on the side of the doors that we're seeing right now. But hell, even with those big hinges, I think it still looks better than the Gonzo car.
And I've never liked the Gonzo nose.
Yeah.
On either of these molds, and that honestly, if that nose was just flush with the rest of it, I think this figure would look a lot better stock. But I think this upgrade kit, there we go, really pushes it beyond what it should look like. It's really good.
Yeah, if those hinges made the doors open or something like that, cool. But
even cooler.
those hinges look like chain links or something like that. They're so big.
It does. Moving on, Funbee Studios showed off the jetpack for that TF1 racing scene, which I find kind of funny because we don't have a D16 or Orion Pax figure. We only have Megatron and Optimus. Now, maybe these go on the YOLO Park figures. I don't know, but it looks good regardless.
Yeah, I agree. They look good.
So, yeah, stay tuned for when Hasbro gets to doing movie-appropriate figures 5 years later. Next, we have this kind of surprised me. We have a QQT kit, which is Menasor, to fill in all of the places, kind of like the Fanstoys one we were looking at. So there you go. Doesn't look bad.
It doesn't look good. I'm sorry. Sorry.
You're gonna kill me with those quips. I do think it looks better with these pieces than the real one, and I bet you, well, maybe not. I don't know. I can't tell if Breakdown's the right car or not.
Oh, yeah.
I think it is. I think they're two separate, different cars on the back shins. So I know that would make you happy. Let's just move on.
So speaking from experience, I have this in my collection, the Menasor in my collection, and I'm not happy with it. I really just don't like what they did with Menasor.
I also am saying that I think it looks better because I think the hands are different too. They look like opposable.
They do look like they're opposable fingers.
And I think that makes a big difference. It's not the worst Menasor, but I really don't like the legs. I wish they were flipped around. We could keep going on this Menasor. We're not going to do it.
It's not the worst Menasor. You're absolutely correct. Combiner Wars was, but that's...
I'd rather take Combiner Wars over this because I think it's more interesting. Now, Combine Mode is bad. That thing won't stand up.
Combine Mode.
Combine Mode? Okay, yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Yeah. Unless you get all the upgrade sets, but then you're spending another $100. We are getting so off track, so let's get back to this other QQT kit. For which one is this? Magic Square Toys, Devi, and I think you need to get this to go with the rest of your Devastator Wars.
This is not qualified to be in the Devastator Wars. This is more like a spitball fight or something like that, or a paper fight. Yeah, nope, not gonna be able to do it. Nope. It looks good. Don't get me wrong. Nope.
And I will say, if that's the Magic Squares Dinobot Sludge, the yellow looks a lot better in this picture than we've previously seen. But this could be New Age. I don't know from this angle.
I haven't touched that Sludge in so long. I think it is Magic Square, but don't get me to lying.
Yeah. Tim Hedda is doing a kit that Bobby needs to get, and this is an accessory kit for Blocky. Starscream, you are the Blockies guy on this channel, so this is a pretty cool kit. Can we look forward to seeing this and the Optimus one in your collection?
No.
No?
No. I'm not looking until you change it.
Okay, I need you to look, though, because what is that little shield thing that he has? He has a shield and a sword?
That I have no idea.
All right. It's not just me. Let us know in the comments if Coronation Starscream ever had that. It looks cool. It makes sense with the crown and the shoulder pads. I've just never seen it. It could be a completely new thing.
The gold piece, is that like a chest plate or something like that?
I was thinking maybe it plugs in for the back to have the cape.
Okay.
I don't know. Let us know about all that. So there wasn't much information that I could find on these.
Yeah.
Next, we have an Optimus Prime-like figure. Gen 2 toy box. I will say the front of the alt mode is very unique and different, and I don't hate that aspect of it. Everything else is not my favorite.
The double smokestacks.
That's kind of cool.
Is interesting.
Yeah. And it looks really cool in bot mode with them like right there. I don't know.
I mean, we typically, like when you drive, you have a single windshield. I don't know why this single windshield makes it look like a Cyclops.
Because Optimus is two.
Yeah, it just looks like a
so because of
Cyclops.
this, you look at this and you're like, something's off.
Something's off. I'm like, oh.
I still think you need it for your Optimus shelf.
Oh, hell no.
Well, I'm going to go ahead and try to convince him to get this, and we'll be right back with what's updated. Moving on to updates. I don't know about Bobby, but I am happy that we have no Age of Primes or Legacy stuff to talk about this time. It's finally calmed down, and it feels like we've been talking about that stuff nonstop. I guess there's one which we're going to talk about right now, and that is the Haslab. Pre-orders have opened up in Japan on, as you can see right there, February 21st. It's going to go whoop after that goes. Yep. So not much more to say about this besides, hopefully, for all of you guys that backed this, you'll be able to get all the tiers unlocked with having the Japanese audience. It is a Takara Tomy Mall exclusive. I still don't know what that means. 15 years later, but it is. So, yeah. Look forward to hopefully at least getting Death Cobra, which I think is the most important tier.
Yeah, I think this thing is about to go ham. It's going to be ridiculous how fast this.
Yeah.
This was almost a no-brainer that it was going to fund. I think I said it from the very beginning. And now that they opened it up, it's going to, check back tomorrow.
Well, it depends on when they add the international things. That's why it shot up before, they did it earlier than I think they normally do. So we'll see. I heard they do it maybe every week. And so at the end of every week, you might see a spike. We'll see.
This thing's about to go ballistic.
Well, let's see if Bobby goes ballistic over this thing. And we have the Takara Adamas Machina, whatever, AMT-01 Rodimus. And these pictures are via Wei Pan Chung on Weibo. So I guess this is out in Asia. I don't know. I couldn't find anything. Everything says it's still going to be out in May. What do you think?
I like the bot mode. I like the details around his legs, like the pipes and everything. I don't see him on the vehicle. I see a lot
underneath.
Right. What I'm saying is I see a lot of things, vehicle parts on him as a bot. I don't see him on him as a vehicle. I see wheels and a windshield.
There's pipes on the side, but those are the ones.
Yeah, but other than that, it looks like he just laid down in a yoga pose. He's just doing some Pilates. He has his legs behind his neck and his arms on the side, kind of folded up like this, and he's just like, "Yep, this is the box position." I think the bot mode looks really good. The alt mode is really not.
Yeah, just like you, the bot mode, I think that actually looks pretty decent. I know it's IDW Rodimus. I don't have a lot of connection to that particular iteration of that character, but I really don't like this alt mode. It's very open. There's a lot of gaps. It looks like they definitely focused on the bot mode to make it look like the what was it? The Flame Toys Rodimus, I believe. And they did an amazing job, and we'll see that in a second. But the alt mode just leaves a lot to be desired. There needs to be some smoothing. I'm going to say it again. I said it every time I look at this. A black repaint would do this figure much better because it would hide a lot of that messiness in alt mode.
Yeah, it's not doing it.
Yeah. Here we have some pictures of it next to a bottle, so you can see, how big it is. I don't know. This looks kind of small to me. Maybe I'm tripping, but for $200, I would expect a little bit more. And I also don't like those big silver things on the back. Those look like the bottom of like his feet or something, and they didn't have anywhere to put them. I don't know if those are his feet. I don't think they are, but that's what it looks like, a big flat portion of something. They could have at least been red.
I think they were trying to trick you with that big wing on the back. I mean, that wing is humongous.
And it's gorgeous.
He's always had a big wing, but that it looks really big, and it looks like he has little pinchers in the back, right above the gray areas that you're talking about.
Oh, you're right.
It looks like a little pincher back there.
This is very bug themed, if you ask me. I still think a Tarantulas repaint would be very cool. And here's more comparisons to the original 3-0, so not much bigger. But I have to say, I really like how small the box is compared to 301. Much more compact and interesting. And these pictures, I believe, are via Jungle Nagoya on Twitter. So, again,
they did a good job transitioning from...
They definitely... Bot mode was first. The other ones are second.
Yeah, hell.
But all mode second, so...
I think to I don't even think it's second. If it's to quote Talladega Nights, if you're not first, you're last. That alt mode is last.
Definitely. And here it is next to MMC's iteration. I don't remember the name of this Rodimus, and it is, I think, 6 years old. I could be wrong. And this one definitely looks better in bot mode, but I do think if the MMC one had the paint and the finish of the T-Spark one, it would look better in alt mode. Yep,
it's cleaner. I mean, it's very smooth and aerodynamic. Everything looks like it's tabbed in, and it looks cohesive.
Yeah, and honestly, I have 2 of these figures in different colors. Not a bad figure, but definitely see the age. But it's not a bad. It's okay. So I have the SG version and Override. I believe that's her name. So either which way, let us know what you think of the T-Spark Rodimus. It's a very interesting figure. And are you going to pick it up?
I have it pre-ordered, but you keep throwing that 200 out there, and I'm like, ugh.
I mean, after seeing this picture with how big it really is, I'm like, ugh. Like this figure, this Rodimus figure isn't small, but it's not big either. And 200, there is a lot of paint though, so I don't know.
Yeah, oh man, I still have a pre-order, but 140, 160 max. I'd be good. 200, I might have to cancel. I don't know. Ugh. Slow month will get me, but
it would go with that Prime you got.
Yeah.
That was like $100.
Yeah, that's.
I mean, I get it. It's third party. It doesn't have to pay licensing, and I'm not saying I don't get it, but yeah, that's funny.
That's hurt my feelings.
Moving on, we've got Perfect Fusion Cesium, aka Fanstoys Slag, Chosen Prime, and a lot of other places have it available for pre-order. It's about $250. This is the old figure, really old, but it still does hold up, at least with looks. I don't know how the new one is going to be. Bobby, how excited are you to pick this up?
I'm not excited. pick this up. I have this figure, and
go back and watch your hauls from like what 20.
It was
20.
Was it Chicago?
2023.
Chicago. I was done spending, and I've been looking for a Slag for my Dinobot collection, and someone was selling this, and it was a friend of a friend, we'll say that. And we were talking to him, and there was just some stuff going on, and I was just like, you know what, I don't need to buy this, but you know, there's some stuff going on, you know, let's see if we can help out. And I overpaid for this, I think, not knowing they were going to do a re-release. So,
are you going to say how much you overpaid for it?
I don't remember how much I paid for it. Like,
I remember.
How much was it that I paid for this?
$800.
God.
I remember it quite clearly because I also bought some not this expensive, and I remember the difference between the two. That's hilarious. I'm sorry, Bobby. They're also re-releasing Jabber, obviously Blur. It'll be about $190. So you already have this figure. Are those two silver things on his biceps pins, or is that painted detail that's supposed to be there?
I have to go look.
Either way, I really like Blur. I have an older mold of Blur, and I wouldn't mind picking this up, but this is very expensive for $190 for Blur. And it's not much bigger. It's just like the Takara thing that we were just talking about. I don't feel like I'm getting my money's worth out of this figure. For somebody that isn't like you, who cares about heavy figures with diecast and blah blah blah. So I think I'm going to skip on it. He doesn't even have fully posable hands, from what I'm seeing. For $190, he better have that. But it's a good figure. But I think it's too blue for my blood.
I really spent $800 on it.
You did.
We should have talked.
He's
about
not
that.
going to be able to think straight for the rest of this show.
So I like this Blur. I think it looks great. I did buy this. $800. What the hell was I thinking?
How much did you pay for this one?
I did pay the late tax on this.
$750?
I think I did pay $250.
I said $750, but yes. Okay.
Oh no! I think I paid $250 for this a couple of years ago, and I did break the leg transforming him.
The reissues are just getting you in the gut.
So, and it was probably my fault. So, like, I've had QC issues, and it wasn't a QC issue. I think it was a Bobby issue this time, and I did break the leg. It poses very, very well. I think I have a very dynamic pose that he's in right now. I actually took the time to pose this one. I usually don't do that. And so I did really, really like that. I love the way the alt mode looks as well. I did just pick up the Unique Toys re-release, and it's much cheaper, but I don't think it's better than this one. I think this one captures the look of Blur in my eyes better. But if you're just looking for representation and looking for a cheaper option, I would go with Unique Toys. But if you're really trying to, get the as close to of a Blur that we've gotten, I think this is the better option.
Yeah, that makes sense. I do have to also point out those thigh cuts are horrible. How they break the sculpt when you turn it. It should be like an inner part, and then they go over it. Maybe they didn't have that type of, not engineering, that type of thought process back then when this originally came out. But that just ruins the legs, in my opinion. Anyways, Moving on, this is an update. I assumed we talked about this, but I don't know. This is the TMT Bumblebee, which is a 3-0 Bumblebee knockoff, I believe. Please correct me if I'm wrong. They reworked the front bumper and headlights and the robot head. These colors are crazy, and I think you need to get one in these colors.
I spent $800 for real?
Told you he's not going to be able to think. Yeah, you did. That's when you were just cashing out everywhere.
Jeez Louise Jefferson. This looks like he has, like he's on the front view. It looks like he's about to go play in the snow, and he has his little hat on with the little earmuffs attached or whatever. It's fine. I don't really like, studio movies, the Bayverse movies or whatever. I think the eyes look really, really cool. From the front, that blue is very, very vibrant. I like that a lot. That's all I got. I can't believe I paid $800. Jeez. Yeah,
Moving on, we got Wayship's 8-in-1 military combiner, which we did talk about. So you texted this to me thinking I would like it. And these pictures are via weighing motion. He has a video up. Go check it out. This front looks utterly horrible, and I think it's because it's not supposed to be the front. If you look at the picture next to it, which was from the video when he was spinning it around, that's the front. If you flip all the legs and arms and head around, that looks like an actual chest. And if you see that back portion that's like little wings, like the chest piece, or that would be the chest piece, that is a separate piece. Why would they make a separate piece that plugs into the back that you don't see, and you have this super ugly torso mode? So that's my theory, my conspiracy theory. And if I could find this for cheap and you could flip everything around, I would probably honestly pick this up. But from the front, or what's supposed to be, what they advertise as the front, it looks horrible.
And what did you think about the individual bots?
I thought they were actually pretty good.
Yeah, I did
Not
too.
bad at all. They weren't amazing. They didn't blow my socks off. They were very samey, but I thought they were pretty good.
Yeah.
And I love that he's a headmaster. That the head turns into, I thought that was really cool too. Only if the hands can do something. Maybe they did and I didn't notice that. So it could be like all in one.
Yeah, the hands, I think they turn into like little gun turrets, it looked like.
Oh, okay, that's cool. That's cool.
So you see how it has the gun.
I see the guns, yeah.
Yeah, so I saw that on the video. I think these, and then they can, I think they lay on top of the tanks or something like that. I can't, but I thought the bots looked really good. I thought the alt modes looked really good. The combined mode, I did think you would like this, especially since you showed off some of the, KO combiners you got.
My wife is the one that really likes those.
Okay. So I saw that you had those. I was like, oh yeah, he's gonna like it.
I would be in on this if the torso didn't look so weird. Honestly, I looked to try to find it and I couldn't find it anywhere. I looked on AliExpress. Because if you're able to flip everything around, which it's all circle pegs, I think it would look really cool with that as the chest. With the white and the navy and everything else. I think that would look like a great bot. But I think somebody just flipped it around and they just ran with it.
I thought it looked good in individual bot mode as well, and the vehicles look really good. I don't know, $40.
Yeah, I mean, I think these are bigger. I think they're like 7-8 inches tall each. This thing was as big as Titan class Tidal Wave, which neither of us have, but we can still approximate the size.
Oh wow!
So this is a huge figure, so I think it would be probably closer to 80.
Okay.
And I'd be okay with that. I would, if they're all 80. I don't know the price, but I looked. If any of you could find a link, please send it to us at bobversuscon@gmail.com, or go ahead and drop it in a comment, because I think both of us would be interested if the price is right.
Yeah, I don't know about for 80, but yeah.
You'd pick it up for 80.
Slow month.
You picked up Slag for 800, so you'd pick this up for 80.
I had just forgot about that. You dirty, dastardly, despicable.
Moving on to something that's dastardly and despicable, we got Fans Hobbies MB22C Purple Skyflame. They did also have one more picture with the red thrusters, but since Jetfire has red thrusters, it wasn't worth posting. This is I think it's not Sky Warp. What is it? Space Warp. There we go. Space Warp or Shattered Glass Astro Train. Still weird that Shattered Glass Astro Train is merging with Shattered Glass Optimus Prime, but maybe he's a slave or something like that. I love the weathering on this. Just like the other ones.
Yeah.
I think they did a great job with all that weathering throughout this whole thing. I will be picking this up begrudgingly because 1, I want a Space Warp. 2, it goes with the other ones, but it probably won't be on my Shattered Glass shelf. It looks good.
Yeah. I will begrudgingly picking this up as well because I do not like the Armada Jetfire
and that's why I said that. I think that was one of both of our worst figures of the year.
Yeah, and this is one of those things where we've talked about on the show where you buy something that you know is not good, but you purposely buy it, and so this is something that is literally to complete the set, and I do like the colors though. That's about all I got though. That's about all I got. Yeah. I'm
hoping it comes with both heads. It comes with Astro Train's head and Space Warp's head. I know you don't care, but
don't even know.
We'll see. Like. Unless they just say, "Oh no, it's Shattered Glass Jetfire," and it comes with Jetfire's head. Well, who knows? Which would technically be Space Warp, but we're not going to get there. So,
yeah.
Anyways, moving on to something for you, we've got 23CMG showed off the Tyrannotron with the Tyrannotron Rise, which is like the pre-Megatron that came out a few years back, so we don't have pictures of that figure by itself. But we have a new one of Megatron surfing on Megatron. Are you going to be picking up both of these Megatrons?
I probably will not be picking up the surfboard Megatron, but I think I am going to pick up the other one. It looks good. I do have I guess I could actually have a Megatron case. I do have a lot of Megatrons as well.
Yeah, you should do that. So
I need more cases already.
While we go ahead and move on to incoming, I'm going to remind him one more time so he could think about it in this little break that he did spend $800 on Slag. And I'm looking forward to seeing what $800 figure he gets in 2 or 3 weeks. So we will be right back with what's incoming and recently released.
Oh.
Moving on to incoming, we have something that we did talk about a little while ago, and that's Transart's Primal and Tarantulas. They are re-releasing the figures before they close up shop. Can't speak about the Primal, but the Tarantulas is a very, very good figure if you like the character at all. Go pick it up. It's very reasonably priced. I think you even like it, and if Bobby likes a Beast Wars figure, you know it's pretty good. So that was their high point. And then they had a few stumbles until now. So I think if they kept it up with the Tarantulas quality, I think they would probably still be making figures. But they decided to go into Transmetal 2s and Fusors instead of just sticking with Transmetals.
Yeah, the colors on this were really cool, and that's what got me. They were very vibrant. I hate that Prime.
Oh.
Huh?
Primal.
Yeah, that too. But because they're not making them anymore,
it's not even a Prime. It's Optimus. It's Optimal Optimus.
Yeah, it's Optimal. Yeah. I really like the colors and like the paint that they do. I know this would be a
now or never. FOMO's gonna get you.
Maybe I'll pick it up because
I think it's like $80 if I'm not mistaken.
I have absolutely no like of this. Judge me all you want. I have absolutely no like of this. It's been a slow month. It actually has been it's been a busy month somewhat, but it's been like a slow month. Like there's nothing on its way. Nothing's been shipped. So it's like I need something. So maybe do you have this?
No. I have the Perfect Effect one, which I think looks 100 times better. I have the Perfect Effect in Primal Prime and Optimus. This one looks too much like, I was going to say the G1 toy, but the original Beast Wars toy, which is great. That's what he looked like in the show, but I have the original Beast Wars toy. It's kind of like the Haslab, the
Omega
one.
Prime.
Yes, because I'm like, it's so close, I don't need it.
That makes
But I would pick this up in Primal Prime colors if the price is right.
Yeah,
which I think they still had it at TCP last time at TFcon, so we'll see if they have it or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I know I hated this character. I thought it was stupid, and there was so many different options out there. I shouldn't say so many different options. I saw different options out there, but knowing that they're going away, it does make me say maybe I'll get it because I do have a lot of their stuff.
Now, this is going to be a weird question. What if they go away and then they say, we're back, here's more stuff? Would you be pissed?
I wouldn't necessarily be pissed because that's a big one. What if? Like, you know, if I spent $800 on it, I'd be pissed.
Let's move on to something that I hope you didn't spend $800 on to get early, and that is the Drift Infinity Stray. And we got size comparisons from Artemis Prime Transformers Gallery, so thank you for showing those comparisons. So there's a whole bunch, so we'll just go through them. Here he is with Prime and Bumblebee, and that Bumblebee, something's wrong with it. I don't know what's wrong. Maybe the arms are too short. Tangents. It does look really good with these figures.
I like how they post Spike leaning against him. That's really cool.
I just noticed that. Yeah.
You know, my Spike's arms pop off if I try to do anything with it. Like the arms blink, blink, blink. Yeah. I don't know what size, how tall or big he's supposed to be, but
I think Autobot car sized, so this would make sense, I think.
Okay.
Speaking of Autobot cars, here he is with, I'm assuming this is Takara, Sideswipe, and Sunstreaker. I try to mix their names into one. And this picture's funny to see the transition of Masterpiece figures from pretty realistic to, so toon accurate, it kind of loses the plot, in my opinion, which I think is funny. But I think this makes sense. We've got him next to RC, and that Rodimus is rough. But again, I think the scale's fine.
Yeah, the scale's fine. It's I like the figure. I actually do like the figure. I've only transformed it once. I haven't transformed it back to robot mode yet, so.
And there he is with some big boys, which I'm not a big fan of how he looks compared to them. It just doesn't mesh well. This new Stray design looks far too stylized to go with these type of figures. Yes,
very much so. Very much so. They're more blocky and smoother line.
Has more like a more anime aesthetic.
Yeah, completely agree.
And here he is with some cons. Are you ready to go ahead and pick up the repaint that's going to be released before the normal one at TFcon?
Well, I have the normal one, so.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
If they do like a black repaint, I'll just cancel my other one.
Yeah, I'm. It sucks that so much stuff is stuck in customs, and yeah, that's all I gotta say about that.
Yep. Moving on to recently released. First, the Naruto 2-pack was found in a GameStop by TFW user Straxus47 in Kentucky. Are you going to pay $55 for these two?
They look terrible in box. Like the box, the side panel of it, because I did see this in store when I was in Austin. Shout out to Toy Dojo. And I did go visit Toy Dojo. They did have a couple in stock, and the side of the box looks really good. Like here, it just looks really cheap. Like the inside, the pack, the details around the package look good, But then they just look. Let's just throw these in here real quick, and that's how they lay down.
Yeah, they do look very bored.
Yeah,
which we've seen better packaged collabs before.
Yes, it looks very bad.
It'd be better if it was just a solid box, honestly.
Yeah, let's cover them up.
Yeah, exactly. Next up, to go along with the other Transarts, we have Transart's Quickstrike. And like you, this one I may pick up, because I don't think we're ever going to be getting a Quickstrike again. I just hate that snake arm, how they didn't put a ball joint right here. And you have to bend it, and I already don't like bendy plastic because eventually the wire will snap or it'll rip or whatever. But this is one of my childhood figures that I remember having when I was like 4 or 5. So I might pick this up. We'll see. It might be at the Chosen Primes booth, and I might pick it up there. I do think the green is very striking, and I do like that. I love that he's like a cowboy guy, and I wish he came with a little cowboy hat.
All right, so I'm going to be honest here. I think that green is amazing. This figure is terrible. I am not picking this up. This is horrible. When I saw this character on the cartoon, I was like, this is the stupidest thing ever.
You really don't like Fusors, do you?
I thought this was stupid. It's that pose that he's in, the second pose looks good. I thought this was stupid. I will not pick this one up. There is definitely not going to be any FOMO here. This would have to be like $5, and then I'd be like, all right, cool. You can give me $5 and I'll take it from you.
Yeah, I think it looks cool. Honestly, the only thing I've never liked about this figure is the hand with all the legs. I wish he had like a normal hand. Maybe that could come off and be a shield, or I don't know. But I get it. Back in 1997, 1998, when this came out, this made sense. But yeah, I wish they did a little bit more to it. But again, they're doing show accuracy.
Yeah, I was in college living my best life. Yeah. There's definitely no interest in these type of Transformers then.
That makes sense. Next, we have an articulated skeleton armor and ankle support for Marge, which still doesn't come with her hair, which is kind of ridiculous. And this is via DP Robot Store on AliExpress, so you can go ahead and pick it up if you want. Are you going to be picking this up?
I am. I haven't placed my order yet, but I am going to place an order for this. I am. Yeah, I need this, and I'm just waiting because for the repairs on my Marge to come in. But I am going to pick this up.
Yeah, it looks fine.
Yeah, I'm happy.
You still need to get her hair because this is a little ridiculous.
Put a blast effect on her or something like that.
There you go. From the Mando.
Yeah.
Next up, so we did have a few people asking for a alternative to Leo Kaiser. So even though this came out, we're still waiting on Death Cobra. We've got Iron Factory's Vina Kaiser, IFEX 65 through 70, and this is via Arkham Soldier on TFW. And I really like this weapon he has right here, and this pose looks really cool as well.
Yeah. And it's funny when we talked about this, I did see somebody do a review, and forgive me, I can't remember who did it. I did see somebody recently did a new review, I think it was, of the TFC version of this. And so, yeah, this is the one I have both. But this is why I'm not backing the Haslab, because I just think that one, Leo Kaiser is not one of my favorite combiners. It's not in my top 5 at all. Maybe not in my top. I don't know how many I have, but I wouldn't put this in my top at all. But I think that this looks really, really good. And even though it's legend size, I don't think that the Haslab is much bigger than this.
I think the Haslab's like 2 or 3 inches taller.
Yeah,
so not a significant amount. It would look significant if you put them next to each other, but still. Yeah,
because I don't have my measuring tape, but I do have I have this guy's right here, and I mean, it's it looks better to me. But I don't need a third one. I'll say that I don't need a third one, and so that's another reason I'm not back in the Haslab. I think the two I have are suitable for my collection.
Yeah, that makes sense. I do think this one looks better than the Haslab, but that's because I like stylized figures. And Kill Bison's tank looks like a tank. But other than that, I'm honestly waiting for another third party to take a crack at an MP-sized one. Honestly, who I see doing that is X-Transbots in a few years when they do their Deathsaurus. And I think if they do that, you would probably pick that up. What?
Well, I didn't think about them doing it.
I see them doing that on it because it would go with Deathsaurus, and I would honestly probably be interested in that. I really like Leo Kaiser. I like that it's 6 different figures. I like that they're all animal based. That they all have the breast masters. Very cool. Hellbat is one of my favorite jets, so I would be interested in that. I just like this looks great.
This looks great.
This is honestly more what I was expecting out of the Haslab. I know maybe that's my brain not functioning, which it has been doing recently. But these alt modes look phenomenal, and I've never seen all the alt modes together like this. And they really make a cohesive team.
Yeah, I love the display, the arms that they use to display it as well. That looks really good. Yeah, these look better to me. And again, I never had, Leo Kaiser as a kid or knew anything about it until like the last couple of years. And you have the TFC version as well,
yes.
Correct? And so, I bought that a couple of years ago. And so these alt modes look really good. So yeah, I think maybe in a couple of years, if somebody else comes out with it, I will be over Leo Kaiser. It's kind of fresh right now, and I'm ready for something else. Maybe in a couple of years they can get me back in it. Just please don't do a Leo Kaiser war.
So with Fanstoys and X-Transbots and King Toys come out with them, you'd be buying all 3 of them.
Yeah, I doubt it, but
you would. You totally would.
That would be. I'd have to figure out something. You're gonna be bought.
One of them. And it would be King Toys if they came out with these. I think that would be the best. And the bot modes, again, look very cohesive, very dynamic, which we haven't seen much on Hasbro's, but I don't think they pose this well, even though these are so tiny. I could be wrong. I hope I'm wrong. But these do look phenomenal. Again, different scale. I think this is actually a more expensive set, all things considered, when you get all 6 pieces and 7, including Death Cobra.
Which hasn't released yet.
Which has not released. But this looks really cool.
Yeah, it does. And my issue with Legends is I don't like having to take off the hands to put on different hands. That's a pet peeve of mine, and that is the drawback of this set for me. But I mean, it's expected with Legends, so it's as a MP collector. Adding Legends figures, that's something that I'm still not used to, but I think you do have some dynamic poses with the hands and expressions with these, so yeah, they look good. So here's another alternative if you are interested in or kind of weighing your options with backing the Haslab or something else.
Yeah, I do think this looks good.
Do
both. Yeah, there you go. Just like Bobby, go ahead and get that Haslab, Bobby.
No, my brother.
Well, that's everything we have for you today. So we hope you really enjoyed. Look out. We got a whole bunch of stuff coming up for TFcon. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you don't forget. We're almost, 2 weeks away, I believe, from today when we're recording this. It's 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
So stay tuned for that, and we'll be covering everything. So we'll see you in the next one, and go ahead and make sure to like and subscribe and do all that YouTube stuff.
Yeah, it's not too late to be a member. Join us this weekend for the Members Live. Again, Secret level and higher. Hopefully we'll see you there. As always, till all debates are won. See you guys next time.